Let's talk about the game of basketball. Where did the game of basketball come from? Basketball was invented in December of 1891 in Springfield, Massachusetts to keep players in shape during the cold winter months, as baseball and football could not be played in the hazardous weather conditions. The game of basketball originally consisted of 13 original rules. The inventor, James Naismith, says that the invention of basketball was not an accident. It was developed to meet a need. What is basketball? Basketball is a sport played between two teams of 5 players on the court at one time. A ball and a basket are necessary. In simple terms, basketball is scored by putting the ball through the hoop. Basketball is played on a regulation rectangular court of 94 feet long and 50 feet wide. However, high school regulation courts differ in length, as they are 84 feet long. Let's discuss some rule changes. 13 original rules still stand, but they possess much more complexity to this day. Back then, 2 15-minute halves were played, with a 5-minute halftime. Now, 4 10-minute quarters are played, with a 15-minute halftime. Back then, when a tie resulted, sudden death was played. This means that whoever scored first after the regulation time ended was declared the winner. Now, after regulation, if a tie results, a 5-minute overtime period is added. This process is repeated until a winner is declared. Where is basketball played? Basketball is played in high schools, middle schools, the Olympics, Special K, recreational leagues, and so much more. Basketball is played in 351 Division I universities and 30 in National Basketball Association teams. Basketball is second most commonly played in the Philippines behind the U.S. Basketball has influenced the stereotypes of the world in race and gender. The women have their own National Basketball Association league. Special Olympics or Special K ball has also emerged from the invention of basketball. It wasn't until 1931 when the first African American gained collegiate level basketball playing experience. Now, over 74.4% of the National Basketball Association is African American, with 23.3% being white, 1.8% Latino, and 0.2% being Asian. Basketball differs from other sports as it requires intense teamwork. Jeff Van Gundy says the best teams play for each other, not with each other. In basketball, there are no special protection uniforms, unlike in football. Basketball is played together with dependability, unlike baseball, where one player can determine the remainder of an inning. Basketball is a consistent, fast-paced sport requiring much hard work. Kevin Durant says, "Hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard." Basketball players endure much conditioning and they are prone to injury and stress. Ankle injuries and knee injuries are very common in the National Basketball Association. Athletes of basketball are under constant demand from their organization. Oftentimes, they even miss holidays with their family. This can lead to a lot of stress in their personal lives. However, basketball also benefits these athletes as it keeps them in shape and can relieve stress. Inequality prevails in basketball still today. A woman in the National Basketball Association has a max salary of $115,000, where a male has a max salary of $88.7 million. A minimum salary for a male in the National Basketball Association is $850,000, blowing the women's salary out of the water. College players aren't paid, but they create much publicity for the game, and this causes a lot of debate for this sport. Basketball affects the culture of the world today in daily lingo and personal attire. Shoes and Nike socks have become very popular over the years, stemming from this sport. More than 25 movies have been created from this sport alone. In conclusion, basketball is played widely among the world today, and it is still growing in popularity. Basketball has shaped a culture for itself, and it continues to shape the culture of today's world.